Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 12 of On the Laulau. Thank you for your patience. It's been a hot minute since I filmed one of these, but I'm ready. I feel so good today. I don't know if it's because I had a cold brew. I just feel good today. And if you've been listening to my other episodes, I've been feeling kind of like in a funk. And I don't know if it's because it was winter, now it's spring, it's more exciting, it's getting hotter outside. But mentally, I was at such a flat line. Like, you guys, I stopped working out for 5 weeks, and I don't think I have taken that much time off since before I started training 4 years ago. So that was really weird for me, but I'm very glad I did. When you offer yourself time to rest and to restore your energy, you come back so much stronger. I don't know why people have so much resistance to taking care of themselves and resting. It felt so good, and I genuinely became so excited about training again. Anyways, just wanted to share that with you because when you go through phases where you feel like asshole, it feels so nice when you start feeling like yourself again and you're inspired. Ideas are flowing and it's just start feeling better and you want to do more with your life, which is nice because, life is meant to be lived, not to rot away in your house doing nothing. I hope you guys are doing well and you're feeling more energetic as well, because I know I made so many videos the past month talking about the huge vibrational shift and how I'm feeling tired, you're feeling drained, you're purging darkness, you're purging shit because we're shifting vibrational frequencies, all this stuff. So hopefully you're feeling the peak as I am. I don't know. I'm just grateful. I'm grateful I feel good again. So today I'm going to do like I always do, and I'm going to bounce from one corner to another. I wanted to start talking about the eclipse, obviously on April 8th. The day I'm recording this is on April 4th. All right. Now, I know a lot of people are scared of April 8th, and it's a big deal, and people have so many different theories as to what is going to happen. I don't have a definitive of this is what is going to happen on that day and from this moment on or whatever, but I'm definitely going to tell you I have been feeling it. The other day, I fell into a hole. I was watching a bunch of videos about Antichrist stuff in, the whole music industry right now. People are starting to realize that it's twisted. So nice. It was about time. And there's this documentary that was released about Nickelodeon and, the producer of those childhood TV shows and how he's anyways, all of this stuff is starting to come out. And I was watching those videos and it hit me in the face. I literally had a moment where I was like, holy shit, this is real. Because the thing is, I have known about this for so long. I have been considered a conspiracy theorist for so long that I don't doubt that there's a huge transition coming. I don't doubt that this is what actually has been happening. But obviously people think you're fucking crazy. People think you're off your meds. I posted a video, I got so many comments of people just finding different ways to say I'm insane and I need to be medicated, which is just, it's fine, because if that's the only thing you have to insult me, that's really not an insult at the end of the day, because being medicated is not an optimal thing, in my opinion. I'm not judging or hating on those who do take things. Anyways, moving on. But obviously, the stuff that conspiracy theorists talk about, and I'm just saying conspiracy theorists because that is the label, that is the name that has been used for so long. And I could start saying conspiracy realist, that's what I always believed. But anyways, being a conspiracy theorist, you do believe things that the majority do not. You believe things that sound a little cuckoo, right? But it's because it is cuckoo shit. And the whole population has been so dumbed down, so sedated that, do you realize how normalized fucked up things become? And that was the goal. There are so many things that make no sense that are becoming normal. So I never doubt. But there are moments where I'm imagine I am insane. Imagine this is all in my head. Imagine this is all, I never doubt it. But you have those moments where, sometimes I'm reading my comments and there's a lot of people saying, conspiracy theorists are always saying something is going to happen and then it never does. Just wait another 4 years. Just wait another 10 years. So I understand how conspiracy theorists can be seen as fucking crazy people who always have false promises about things that are going to happen and then they never do. But there are so many indications now that this is what is happening. And it just hit me in the face that holy shit, this is real, man. Oh my God, I'm not insane. Because the whole awakening process, whether it's a spiritual awakening, whether it is diving into the rabbit holes, it is such a tedious awakening process to go through. It is such a dismembering of everything you've ever known. You literally don't exist in the same reality as other people. Like, you might go out into society, be a part of like the mall and the movie theater and shit like that, but you're not in the same frequency as they are. Like, it's twisted shit that you have to get used to living. And it's like, so not talked about enough. And I truly believe that this is what my content is about, because oh yeah, spiritual awakenings and like align your chakras and like meditate and journal, like that is a spiritual ego, that is a spiritual identity. Like, you don't need to do all of those things. And I have been realizing that there is a lot of stuff that is dressed as spirituality, and it is actually very dark shit. I've been watching videos on like Christianity. I don't believe myself to be a Christian, but I'm definitely more open-minded towards it. I'm really open-minded towards religions because I do believe there's so much truth in every single one of them, but they have been altered, unfortunately, by the same bad guys who have been altering every aspect of our reality. But basically, watching a lot about Christianity, explaining how there's a lot of things disguised as spirituality, but it's actually demons, or it's darkness, or it is, you know, you're literally like welcoming certain spirits and stuff like that. So it gets you thinking, because there's a lot in the spiritual community that appears as light, but it is false light. So I'm almost like on the fence of these whole spiritual things now, and I almost don't know what to trust anymore, because people think they're doing the right thing. People think that by doing like mediumship stuff and Reiki stuff, they are well intended, but maybe it is not, you know, doing what the person thinks it's doing. So this is why I feel like these times we're existing on our planet is no joke. Like, you need to be serious about your connection to God or the universe, whatever you think it is. I heard a thing that someone told me, how the universe is the creation, but God is the creator. So when you're thanking the universe, you're thanking the creation, but you should really be thanking the creator. So I am making an effort to start saying God. And when I say God, I am not talking about those figures, those representative figures like Jesus Christ or all these other things. Like, I believe in those things. Like, my mind is opening so much more to these aspects. What I'm saying is, I'm just saying God now. And I 100% believe that like there are dark evil beings who have been in control and stuff. And like, now you see all of these music artists and people are starting to be like, oh my God, what they do in their concerts, it looks like rituals and it looks like shit like that. It looks like witchcraft. Oh my God. Yeah. 100%. And I don't understand why it is so hard for people to believe. I think it is because people are so heavily programmed, and I do not blame them. Like, you fundamentally truly believe within yourself that the music industry isn't harmful, that the medical industry just wants to help. Like, I've been watching New Amsterdam, okay? It's a good show, all right? I know. I watch TV. I know there are so many people who are like woke and they're like, I threw my TV out. Great, that's awesome for you, but I don't. Like, I still enjoy watching television, and maybe you think that's stupid, but you are allowed to enjoy movies. But another side note here, I'm starting to get really freaked out about the things you watch, because they're portals. By watching something, you pick up energies, you pick up a lot of shit. This whole aspect of things holding negative energies, negative beings, negative spirits, all of these things all happens in the non-physical realm, but it is very real because it affects every aspect of your life. I've been learning more about this, and I do plan on talking more about it in my content in a certain way. But, you know, there are movies where literally by watching them, like screens, TV screens would apparently be portals. Is that far-fetched? Maybe. But I literally am open to any possibility at this point. Like, why would it be hard to believe that by watching television, you are welcoming whatever energy was put into what you're watching? Like, yes, it's propaganda. Yes, it is trying to program you, but like the frequency of what you're watching. So that's why I never fucked with horror movies, because it literally feels like you're like watching hell, or you're putting yourself literally in a fearful vibration because you're watching something that is going to scare you. And I remember my friends used to think I was lame because at the sleepover, I would always be like, okay, well, my mom's going to pick me up because I don't want to watch these movies. But honestly, I'm very proud of myself for doing that, because Horror movies are the stupidest fucking shit I've ever heard. And the fact that these are normalized just shows you how people have no idea. And I remember thinking horror movies are just a movie genre. That's the problem. People never think that there is a purpose for these things. They think it just is. It's for shits and giggles, right? It's just a movie. Do you know those types of movies like The Conjuring and shit? What am I even watching? I've never seen it. I'm never going to watch that movie. But all in this to say, be careful about the content that you watch. Like, make sure that it's light, or this is where I'm really starting to get like not paranoid, but even people who are talking about spirituality and light, they have a lot of darkness around them and they don't know because it is in the non-physical realm. So this is where I'm realizing that praying is extremely important. Just putting yourself in a protective bubble and asking to be protected and guided, because this is a non-physical battle right now. Like, this is stuff that is happening in the invisible that we can't see. I feel like praying and meditation and sometimes even fasting, like, this is why right now it's the Ramadan in the Muslim religion. And I find that so fascinating because, like, yeah, it makes sense why you would fast the entire day. Like, I don't know the whole purpose of it. Like, I know they start eating when the sun goes down and like why and stuff like that. But it's so interesting because when you think about it, when you fast, you are not digesting. So it is just you and your consciousness. So I do believe that people who fast, sometimes it is to either get closer to God or to welcome like certain informations, because I've seen a lot of people doing like 3-day fasts and they say they feel such clarity of mind and everything feels just so peaceful, I guess. So I think that all of these things that religion has offered is very interesting for multiple different reasons, because I do believe essentially that all of this started because it is a war against God. It is literally like a movie. It is dark versus good. It is literally that, because when you think about it, a lot of things in our society are in favor of the darkness and you don't even know about it. Like, that's the saddest thing, that people think they're doing it out of the goodness of their hearts and they have pure intentions, but it's feeding the wrong side, if that makes sense. So anyways, I am not saying this to scare you. I just think that it goes so much deeper than we think, right? There's people who are just now starting to go into the rabbit holes and realizing what it is. And if it took me this much time to digest and become familiar and all of these things, like, this is a lot of heavy shit, because you've literally been living in a deep state of hypnosis, basically. Like, yes, we call it the Matrix because the Matrix feels so fake. It feels so implanted. It feels so like systematic, right? Like, the best thing I can think about is like, imagine if you go to Times Square in New York and you just see all of the billboards and all of the screens with all of the ads for all of the companies and all of the fake food, and just consume and buy more. And it just feels so robotic. There's nothing human about it. There's nothing divine about it. It is not bringing you towards God. It is bringing you towards consume more to try to fill this void within you. And we're not going to teach you how to heal yourself, or it's antichrist, unfortunately. So going back to the eclipse on the 8th, I don't know if stuff is necessarily going to happen on the 8th, because sometimes the dates that people are really focused on, like, shit doesn't happen on that date, but it's very close to it. I have felt that I think after the 8th is when stuff is going to start happening, and we're going to start seeing some shit, because stuff is coming out now about PEDOS, all of that. And that is literally one of the biggest fucking problems about the whole darkness. It's children. It's bad. It is bad, you guys. So I think what the eclipse is going to allow, it's the beginning of the transition. It's the beginning of seeing through it. It's the beginning of like opening your eyes. It's the beginning, right? I don't know if you guys saw this, but they started talking about the demon face theory, how after the 8th you will be able to kind of see demon-like features on somebody's face. And they're trying to make it seem as if, hey, it's nothing. It's a syndrome. It's something, it's a condition. Now, I don't know to what extent this is true, but I wouldn't be surprised. Like, why would any of this be surprising at this point? We live in a world where we don't know shit about shit. Like, we've been taught our entire lives that the only thing that exists in life is going to school and paying bills and going on trips 2 weeks in a year and shit. Stupid shit. So that you never look further, you never ask questions, you never wonder, is there more to life? Are aliens already here? Are they hiding all of these things that could heal and cure every problem that they're pretending, like, I'm watching New Amsterdam, it's the fucking doctors and shit. And I'm sure doctors think they're doing the right thing. They're doing studies, they're doing clinical trials. Like, they are so encoded into the programming. They think this is the only way to find the cure. I am sure there's so many doctors who do get closer to the cure and then they get killed. That's just how it is. If you find out that energy is free, if you find out a way to do something that will not bring as much money, they're going to kill you, they're going to silence you, or they'll pay you to shut your ass up. It's just how it works. There's more and more TV shows proving this. If you want to watch a really good TV show about it, on Amazon Prime, I think you have to be subscribed to Paramount. It is Rabbit Hole. It's amazing. I also started watching Blacklist. There's a season where they talk about this whole cabal thing. Cabal being a secret society of elites, of the like royal pure bloodlines mixed. It's like, you guys, this shit goes so far and people are going to lose their minds. Like, I'm just imagining all of the people who were born in like the 50s, right? They're like, 70 years old now. They have the same routine. They eat 3 times a day. They think that having a piece of toast with jam is breakfast because that is what they knew. They watched the news. They believed the news because that is the only thing that they knew. Imagine you tell them like, yeah, there are extraterrestrial beings who are sadistic and twisted and they do these rituals and this is what they've done. They've created the whole... You guys, I could talk about it for days. Like, this is all I think about. But my point is, people that don't know, they're going to need your help and my help, our assistance, our love, our compassion. Because I was at the store the other day and obviously there are still people who are wearing masks in public. And I remember like 3-4 years ago when you were forced to wear one, it was super triggering because people are so brainwashed and not well informed. They believe they're giving their power to the mask thinking that, oh my God, this is saving me. This is protecting me. If I wear 3, I'm good, right? And as much as that triggered me, like when the whole thing that started 4 years ago started, now when I see someone wearing a mask in public, I only have love for them. Like, I don't even get pissed about it anymore because obviously the ego goes like, oh my God, I can't believe you're wearing that. That's so stupid. Like, you don't even know that it's causing you more harm than good. Oh my God, blah, 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 sheep people, blah, blah, blah. I get it. But can you understand how someone must be so disconnected from their inner being that they trust that they're so, like, they don't know any better. They think, they genuinely believe within themselves they are doing the right thing. Why would I hate someone for doing what they think is best for them, even if I know it's not best for them? I have to love them in their journey of realizing. I have to hold their hand being like, hey, I know you think that this is good for you, but let me like show you. Are you open-minded? There are a lot of people who won't give a shit. There are a lot of people who are totally convinced that it's good for them. If you think it's good for you, do whatever you feel is good for you. Because if you put your belief into the mask, unfortunately, you're disassociating your divine power and giving it away to the external, which is the mask. You are perfect in divine health unless you believe that you are not, and you need a mask to be. I'm just saying that. But whether someone is wearing a mask or whether someone is voting for the wrong person or whether someone is so dedicated to the side that they were programmed to agree with, I can only love them for that because unfortunately they have been successfully programmed, they have been successfully played with, their mind has been altered and it has been played with like fucking Play-Doh. I can only love them because they're gonna need a lot of fucking light and compassion when things turn around and all of a sudden conspiracy theorists are not fucking nut jobs and that they start talking about the other extraterrestrial beings and the other civilizations and we start using flying cars instead and no one dies of cancer anymore. Do you know how different of a reality we are going to experience? I don't think we realize it. So when I had my little moment of being like, holy shit, this shit is real, it is fucking real and it is going to happen. Do you know what movies are? Movies are literally just showing you what already is, or one way of something that was going to be. Like, these people know what the future is going to look like. So when you see all of these dystopian, sci-fi, futuristic movies, it is real shit. Imagine if you don't have to cook and make food anymore. Imagine if you don't have to grow food in the dirt, but you can grow organic and the best types of food thanks to like this little digital tower thing. Everyone, do you know how different life is going to be like? Nothing that is a part of this system is going to make sense ever again. So in my content, when I tell people, slow down, enjoy it while it lasts, because I promise you will never see this again. And I know maybe I am fucking crazy and just talking about these things and I don't know anything, but what if this is really the case? What if we're talking here and then in 1 week, everything starts crumbling down. We go through this reset, this transitionary phase, this full disclosure phase where people now are made aware of the truth, where the whole financial system crashes. Everything is getting a makeover, okay? You will never know what it is like to go to a restaurant on Main Street with your partner on Friday night and then go to a movie. You will never know what it's like to go to the grocery store. And then all of these things right now that seem so basic, what if you never get to experience them again the same way? We don't know how much time is left with the old system, but it is very, very clear and obvious at this point that there's not much time left, because there cannot be much time left. Even if I know everything that I know about the theories and the Antichrist and everything that has been done onto mankind that is disgustingly bad, there is still so much shit that I do not know. And I do believe that even if we will get a lot of disclosure, they cannot tell you everything that has been done. Like, it's too much. Like, whether it comes from the whole cloning situation, who they killed, why they killed them. Like, you guys, I know conspiracy theorists sound like fucking crazy people, but we live in a crazy world that was disguised as being so simple, right? You just live in your little house, you have your little car, you pay your little bills, you drink orange juice in the morning. That was all systematically designed and put in place. Hence why people think we're in a computer simulation. So anyways, again, going back to April 8th, I want to advise you, please do not be afraid. We know that their goal was to keep us in a low vibrational frequency, which is fear, which is worry, panic, doubt, fuck, what's happening? They want you scared. There's a lot of propaganda right now about April 8th. And I know that maybe you think if you know more about it, you'll have more certainty, you won't be as scared, but you don't even know if it's real information, okay? So what I'm saying is, if you're doing research and it is not doing you good and it is making you fucking freak out and overthink and you're not sleeping at night and you feel weird when taking a shower because you feel like you're not alone. Like, I was taking a shower the other day and I was like, I feel like I got some spirits or some shit around me. And I feel like the more that the veil is lifted, the more we will start to see these things, because we have always had the abilities to see things. But obviously the pineal gland has been attacked. Isn't it interesting that your wisdom teeth are connected to your pineal gland? Oh my God. Take out your wisdom teeth. If you guys didn't know, last summer I had a problem with one of my wisdom teeth, and I was freaking out because I was like, I don't trust dentists. Like, I cannot. So I found a holistic dentist who actually told me that I would have to do jaw therapy. Do you think any doctor would have told me, yeah, I'm not going to pull out your teeth. You actually just have a lot of trauma in your jaw. You need to work to release it. Holy shit. Are you kidding me? Now, I did end up getting my tooth pulled out because I was in so much pain, you guys. I was literally freaking out, you guys. Like, I did not want them to pull out my tooth. I was like, no, I'm going to try to salvage it. But I feel like it was infected. It was not doing any good. And I don't feel, so I made the decision for myself, which I'm totally at peace with, to take it out. But I went to go see that holistic dentist and she recommended a bunch of like natural things to do. And that's where we're going, back to the natural remedies, back to like everything can be healed. Everything can be solved in the human body. Like, the body knows how to heal itself. But when you put 1,000 pills on top of that, the symptoms are going to it's shit. We already know this. So basically, I got my tooth pulled out at a regular dentist because he was my boyfriend's family dentist, right? So I got the tooth pulled out. But it's really funny because the day of the appointment, my whole mouth was numb, and then I start freaking out. I'm like, holy shit, is he gonna take out all my wisdom teeth? So then I'm like, it's just one, right? And he's like, no, we're gonna take all of them out. I start crying on the dentist chair because I'm like, no. Why would you take out all 4? Like, there's only one that needs attention right now. He's like, yeah, but this one eventually, and this one is like too far out on the side. It's gonna hurt you. You mean to tell me you're trying to take out my teeth because maybe it's a precaution? No, I can't. So this is where it is very hard for me to trust the medical industry, the dentist industry, even the veterinarians. Like, my cat had a bladder infection and I was like, fuck, I don't want to pump her full of antibiotics or something. There must be natural remedies for animals as well. So I'm honestly so excited to go to a version of the world where like natural ways to heal are not hidden away and are not like shit. Like, this is so overwhelming. I'm not supposed to have anxiety. Like, if I break a bone tomorrow and I'll freak the fuck out because I'll be like, are you guys even helping me, or you're just like putting shit in my body? Anyways, everything is fine. This was just a parenthesis. So the pineal gland is connected to your wisdom teeth. They remove wisdom teeth and it makes so much money. Do you know how many dentists, like how much they make from pulling out those teeth? And what do you think they do afterwards with that? Like, that's my DNA. That's fucking weird. Give me my tooth. So your pineal gland, if you don't know what it is basically your third eye. It is your ability for your psychic abilities to see through the spiritual realm, your intuition, what connects you to the spiritual realm, all of these things. And obviously the big bad guys don't want you connected. They want you disconnected. So they put fluoride in your toothpaste. And then when you talk about people saying like, stop using Crest, they say like, ooh, your breath must stink. Guys, these are just people who think they're doing the best thing for their teeth. It's fine, whatever. My boyfriend used to use Colgate. I told him you need to switch. And when he switched, like, I had to buy the toothpaste, okay? He was so resistant and he did not believe me that fluoride impacts the way you think. I bought him non-fluoride toothpaste for Christmas. I know. What? He started using it, and I'm not even kidding you guys. I feel like he became much more open-minded after that. Like, I used to say some shit and he was like, what are you talking about? But then afterwards it's like, that's interesting. Your pineal gland, after the 8th, I feel like I saw something that said the eclipse with the sun, it will allow you to connect back to your abilities. So it will decalcify your pineal gland, which is absolutely crazy. That would be so fucking crazy. So for the 8th, do not be scared. I know a lot of people are freaking out and like going. Apparently there's places where the grocery stores are empty and stuff. There's a lot of power outages that are happening for no fucking reason right now, because I believe the government is highly trying to scare us right now. And I did make an episode talking about the movie on Netflix, Leave the World Behind. You guys, there was a fucking boat that crashed in Maryland. What is one of the first scenes in that movie? A fucking boat crashing on the beach. And my brother's actually the one who told me this. He said in the movie, there was a white lion on the boat. And the boat that crashed in Maryland was it was either from Sri Lanka. Sorry, I can't pronounce that right. Or it was on its way there. And what the fuck is on the flag of Sri Lanka? A white lion, okay? Movies know ahead of time what is going to happen. I think that movie was used to make you scared when there's going to be no internet, when there's going to be no power. People are going to fucking lose their shit. My only goal in making my content is to reassure you the good guys are already in power. They will not leave you hanging. I'm not saying that there are not people who are going to transition and pass away. That is on their own soul's journey. I'm not saying that there's not some stuff that's going to be rocky. Obviously, you're transitioning from a whole different world to another. It might look a little bit different daily, routine-wise, but there's no need to be scared. I believe people are only afraid because it is a lot of uncertainty in the unknown, and we're programmed to think that the unknown is bad and we have to avoid it at all costs. And this is not something that we can control or predict. So do not be fearful. Ground yourself. Just have faith that everything will be all right. Stay true to your faith. And if you feel like praying, do that. But just don't be scared. And I know I'm saying this, but then you'll be like, how am I supposed to not be scared? Holy shit, do you realize everything that's happening? Yeah, but it's happening for all the good reasons. Like maybe there is a timeline where all the things go to shit and the bad guys win and we're all fucked, but that's not where it's going. I made a video about this yesterday, but basically, just so you understand, if we're talking about the evil beings versus like the good light side, the evil beings were not human, all right? There are multiple theories. There are multiple things showing you, even in movies, there's a lot of proof that these are not human beings. Their plan was to harvest energy from human beings and kind of feed off of them as like bugs. Mother Earth, the planet, is a being. Like this planet is living, right? There's a reason why if you put your feet barefoot onto the earth, it fuels you with energy because the planet is alive. Everything in this world is alive. Mother Earth is a spirit of her own, and I believe that she emitted a call out in the universe, a frequency, like a radio wave, like a call, like, hey, like this is like, I need some help down here because there's these whatevers that are doing all of this and it is not in harmony with my nature. It is destroying everything. It is harming me. I need help. So I believe there are a lot of beings throughout the universe, extraterrestrial beings, light beings who have literally united to help us. Like we're here on the playing grounds in real physical time. We are the ones experiencing this, but humanity needed saving. Humanity needed assistance. Like in certain terms, these people, these beings are called the White Hats, the Light Alliance. They have already won, okay? They have chosen certain people in the public eye to reveal, to bring light. These people are on the good side. One of them being Trump. Like I made a video about that and it got banned immediately because it's like, when you just say a little bit too much of the truth, it's like, nah, you're out of here. But these people are specifically chosen to bring the light, to bring back peace, to bring back harmony. And in one of his speeches, Trump said, clean the swamp. Clean the swamp of shit, clean the swamp of rodents and snakes and all of that. This is what is happening, you guys. And this is so exciting. And I know we're in a movie. We're literally in a movie. I was watching content and the guy said, we're literally like Guardians of the Galaxy. Like it was a very brave thing to do to come to Earth at this time. Because it won't be like a normal little life where you die at 80 years old, like, and you're married and you've been married for 50 years and you had 5 kids. Like, I'm not saying your life won't look like that, but I don't even know what my life is going to look like in 20 years. You know, like I would love to tell you, I'm going to have a house. I'm going to have a bunch of kids. I'm going to have a garden. I don't know. I don't know what the planet's going to look like by then. So the White Hats, the Light Alliance has already won. They are simply putting the pieces in place to start revealing things slowly in like an orchestrated manner because they know it would cause so much chaos to just shit it out and throw it on the population. It would probably do more harm than good, right? This has to be done in a strategic manner. So they are simply putting all of the pieces in place behind closed doors. There are so many things happening that like we don't see. Like I wish the news were honest and it wasn't just like a written script about like, this is what happened. This is negative. Someone died here. There's like something. If it was really like, oh my God, so there was this meeting with this being and this, it would be way cooler. I would watch the news, but anyways. So don't be afraid because the light has already won. The light is assisting us in doing it in a classy, graceful manner. They know how dependent we are. Like I can't hunt, I can't fish, I don't know shit. So yeah, if I can't access a grocery store, I'm probably not gonna eat, you know? They know how dependent we are because unfortunately this is the system that they've created where we become so dependent on the system. We need the system to live. I wish I was taught in school how to hunt. That would have been fun. I don't think I could kill a chicken though. That's not, no, I can't. But there's people who can do that, right? I can garden, you can kill a chicken, and then we can make dinner together. They know how dependent we are on the system, so they're not going to leave us hanging. Like, they're not going to take away all of our food and then just be like, okay, well, we just beat the bad guys. You guys just, figure it out. No. Are you kidding me? So anyways, you guys, I'm going to conclude episode 12. I hope you enjoyed it. This went really fast, which is fascinating because I thought I was going to have nothing to talk about today, but that's impossible. I always have things to talk about. But all in all, I just want to tell you there is no need to be fearful. Okay, maybe you can be a little bit nervous and like get clammy hands, but that's it. That's all you're allowed, okay? I have so much faith that there is so much peace and love and light on the other side of this transition. I am so excited for it, and I hope you are as well. If you have any questions, you can leave them wherever, however you're watching this. I will do my best to get to the questions because holy shit, there are so many comments and DMs and things now that it's like I can't keep up with it. So I really try my best. If you guys did not know, I wrote an ebook called How to Not Lose Your Shit After Unplugging from the Matrix. So if you are fearful and losing your shit right now, I highly suggest you get my ebook because it will 100% reassure you that everything is going to be okay. It is going to provide you with tools and a peace of mind to welcome this in a more like chill manner, you know, because it's a lot to take in. I know it is. You just have to go to lolorenaud.com. It's all there. It's all available to you guys. Thank you guys for listening to this episode. I hope you enjoyed. I will be back very soon. It's not going to take me another month to post one. All right. So stay tuned. I love you guys. Bye. Okay, bye.